Electric power is rewriting the rulebook for GT racing. It's not just faster, it's cleaner, smarter, and bursting with game-changing innovation. And in the next 2 years, we're about to witness a complete transformation of the sport. Picture this: grand tourers with instant torque rocketing out of corners, precision battery management turning pit strategy into an art form, and aerodynamic design so advanced they look like they've stepped out of the future. But this isn't science fiction. It's the electric GT revolution. We're talking about machines that combine raw speed with cutting-edge sustainability, challenging every preconception of what racing should be. From advanced battery tech to lightning-fast charging stops, from software-driven performance to designs sculpted for both speed and efficiency, this is racing reimagined. And make no mistake, 2025 is just the starting line. The next chapter of speed is here, and it's silent, powerful, and utterly electrifying. This is more than motorsport. This is the future, charging right at us. Let us begin with the obvious question: why introduce electric vehicles into GT racing? The answer lies in 2 key principles: performance and sustainability. GT racing has long served as a proving ground for future automotive technology. Features such as anti-lock braking systems, traction control, and paddle shifters all originated on the racetrack before becoming standard in road cars. Now, as the global shift toward electric mobility accelerates, the sport is becoming a vital incubator for EV innovation. In the electric vehicle arena, challenges such as range, charging speed, and weight are ever present. On the track, these constraints are magnified. GT racing demands solutions under the most extreme conditions: sustained high speeds, rapid pit stop turnarounds, and precision engineering that balances performance with efficiency. And let's not forget the environmental factor. With cities committing to phase out combustion vehicles and manufacturers pledging carbon neutrality, it is evident that high performance need not come at the expense of the planet. Electric GT racing does not replace traditional petrol-powered series. It adds an entirely new dimension. Imagine the intensity of a GT3 battle, but enhanced with instant torque, lightning-fast acceleration, and near-zero mechanical lag. The result is a driving experience that is not only cleaner, but also faster and more responsive. This is why EVs are entering the GT arena, not solely to embrace sustainability, but to redefine what peak performance truly means. The stage for this new era is the FIA's Electric GT Championship, set to debut in 2026. This will not be a small experimental race hidden within a larger motorsport weekend. It is a fully fledged global series built entirely for electric grand tourers. Each race weekend will feature 2 formats: a sprint race focused purely on maximum pace, and a main race that introduces rapid charging pit stops as part of the strategy. To ensure fair competition, the FIA will implement a unified chassis and battery architecture, keeping costs in check and shifting the focus to driver skill and smart engineering, rather than financial dominance. These race cars will be able to recharge in the time it takes to change a set of tires, thanks to 700 kWh charging systems, a level of power capable of supplying electricity to a small neighborhood. The inaugural season will take place at some of the world's most iconic GT circuits, with the FIA planning a mix of high-speed flowing tracks and challenging technical street circuits, ensuring both variety and spectacle. This championship is more than just another addition to the motorsport calendar. It is a blueprint for the future. It demonstrates that electricity in racing is not a compromise, but a competitive advantage. With speed, strategy, and sustainability at its core, the FIA's Electric GT Championship is set to redefine what is possible in high-performance motorsport. In electric GT racing, time spent stationary in the pits is time lost. and charging delays are simply not an option. To meet this challenge, every electric GT car will be equipped with an 87 kWh battery pack utilizing high-performance pouch cells supplied by Saft. While this capacity may appear modest compared to a road-going Tesla Plaid, in motorsport weight is the enemy. These battery packs are therefore engineered not for maximum range, but for exceptional discharge rates and thermal stability, enabling sustained high-performance driving. The technical highlight is a 700 kWh ultra-fast charging system. For perspective, a typical home charger delivers around 7 kWh. This is 100 times faster. Such power allows the battery to be replenished from 10% to 60% in under 5 minutes, perfectly suited to a race pit stop. Effective cooling is essential at these performance levels. The cells employ liquid cooling with precision thermal management, ensuring they can endure repeated high-drain sprints without risk of overheating. However, it is not simply a matter of delivering maximum power. Teams will employ advanced battery management software to decide whether to charge aggressively for short, intense bursts of speed or to preserve performance over longer stints. It is a strategic choice, much like fuel strategy in Formula One. Only here, the game is played not with liters of petrol, but with kilowatts. This delicate balance of speed, efficiency, and endurance will be at the heart of electric GT racing. One of the most frequently asked questions about electric GT racing is whether it can truly match the performance of the petrol-powered GT3 machines that enthusiasts admire. The short answer is yes. The longer answer, yes, and in some aspects, even more. When it comes to acceleration, electric GT cars hold a distinct advantage. Thanks to instant torque, they can launch from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in well under 3 seconds, often outpacing GT3 cars off the line. In qualifying configuration, certain prototypes are already matching the lap times of the fastest GT3 competitors. Top speeds are broadly comparable, typically in the 280 to 300 kilometers per hour range. But the real distinction lies in how they achieve them. With no gear changes to interrupt power delivery, electric GT cars can sustain smooth, continuous acceleration from corner exit to top speed. While the FIA enforces cost control measures by standardizing the chassis and battery, manufacturers retain the freedom to develop their own motors, inverters, and software mapping. This ensures the competition is driven by engineering ingenuity as much as by driving skill. For those concerned that electric vehicles might be inherently slower, early side-by-side lap comparisons already prove they can compete directly with GT3 machinery. The true contest in electric GT will not simply be about outright speed, it will be about strategic thinking and technological mastery. Victory will belong to the teams that are not only fast, but also the most intelligent in their approach. For a championship of this scale to succeed, participation from major manufacturers is essential, and several notable names are already showing serious interest. BMW has publicly stated they are very interested, though they acknowledge that the 2026 launch date is ambitious. Bentley has been observed testing an electric Continental GT3 prototype, a machine that blends traditional British luxury with advanced electric performance. General Motors has signaled early interest as well, suggesting the possibility of a Cadillac or Corvette-based entry. Porsche, meanwhile, has already taken significant steps, unveiling the Mission R, a purpose-built electric race car capable of matching the lap pace of a 992 GT3 Cup machine. Adding to the roster is the Beltoise BT Zoe 1, a French-developed EV GT racer designed from the outset for competition, capable of accelerating from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in under 4 seconds. What makes this particularly promising is that these are not merely concept designs. They are fully functional prototypes, already undergoing rigorous testing on the track. In essence, the competitive field is quietly preparing, refining their machines, and positioning themselves for the green flag in 2026. The stage is set for a truly global contest of performance, engineering, and innovation. Of course, no revolution comes without its roadblocks. The Electric GT Championship was originally planned for a 2023 debut, but has now been rescheduled for 2026. The official reason? More time was needed for manufacturer commitments and infrastructure readiness. The FIA was determined not to launch with a half-filled grid or underdeveloped technology. They want a polished, competitive series from day one. There is also the supply chain factor to consider. High-performance battery components remain costly, and global shortages have slowed development timelines. On top of that, there is the challenge of winning over traditional GT fans, many of whom are still unsure about near-silent racing. The solution lies in a more aggressive marketing strategy, deeper fan engagement, and ensuring the racing action is every bit as thrilling, if not more so, than what audiences are accustomed to. The good news is that development has not slowed. Behind the scenes, test mules are running, battery systems are evolving, and every passing month brings more refinement. By the time the lights go green in 2026, the technology should be ready to deliver the spectacle fans have been promised. The Electric GT Championship is not emerging in isolation. It is part of a much larger surge in electric motorsport innovation. Formula E, for example, already has a long-term FIA agreement in place through 2053. Its upcoming Gen 4 cars promise up to 804 horsepower, all-wheel drive, and ultra-fast charging capabilities that could make mid-race pit stops for energy a standard feature. Elsewhere, Porsche is setting benchmarks with the 718 Cayman GT4e performance, delivering 800 kilowatts of peak power and the ability to reach 200 kilometers per hour in just 5.6 seconds. That level of acceleration has the potential to completely alter race strategy. Mercedes-AMG is also making headlines with the upcoming GTXX Electric Super GT, producing an extraordinary 1,341 horsepower and charging at an astonishing 850 kilowatts, essentially combining hypercar performance with the endurance for full-circuit competition. Jaguar is preparing to join the stage with a 986 brake horsepower electric Grand Tourer arriving in 2026, offering a range of 430 miles. Clear proof that range limitations need not compromise performance. When you connect all these developments, one thing becomes clear. Electric GT is not an isolated experiment. It is a pivotal chapter in a broader, rapidly unfolding performance revolution. The technology being developed for the Electric GT Championship will directly influence the electric vehicles you and I may drive in the coming years. At the forefront are solid-state batteries, offering higher energy density, reduced weight, and significantly faster charging. If they deliver on their promise, they could effectively double a race car's range without adding unnecessary bulk. Equally important is AI-driven energy management, essentially a digital race engineer inside the car. This system continually fine-tunes power delivery, regenerative braking, and thermal control to extract maximum performance from every lap. There is also growing interest in wireless charging on the track. The concept is simple yet revolutionary. Cars receive a quick energy boost whenever they pass through designated charging zones, potentially extending race stints without the need for a full pit stop. The most compelling aspect is how racing serves as the ultimate proving ground. If these technologies can endure the heat, the G-forces, and the relentless demands of a 2-hour GT sprint, they will be more than ready for everyday use. In essence, Electric GT is more than just competition. It is a live laboratory shaping the next decade of road-going EVs. Motorsport today is about more than what happens on the track. It's also about how fans engage with it. In the FIA's upcoming Electric GT Championship, esports will be integrated directly into the race weekends. This means fans will have the opportunity to compete virtually on the very same circuits, using the same car setups and doing so in parallel with the live event. This approach opens the door to a younger, more technology-driven audience, many of whom have grown up with racing simulations such as iRacing and Gran Turismo. But the appeal doesn't stop at the gaming community. Electric racing also draws interest from a wider crowd thanks to its environmental focus. People who might never have attended a race before are now finding a reason to take part. And with quieter electric cars, it becomes possible to bring events into city centers, making the spectacle more accessible than ever. In short, Electric GT is built to be experienced as much as it is to be watched. Whether you are trackside feeling the atmosphere or at home competing on a console, you are not just a spectator, you are part of the story. So, where does all this lead? The FIA Electric GT Championship is on track for a 2026 launch. Prototypes are already logging extensive testing miles, and the technology pipeline, from Formula E innovations to cutting-edge high-performance EV concepts, is feeding directly into their development. This is not just preparation, it's a convergence of the best in electric racing technology. As we move closer to launch, there are several things to keep an eye on. First, manufacturer commitments. Will BMW, Bentley, Porsche, or Jaguar be the first to officially join the grid? Second, public race demonstrations. Will fans get a preview of these machines before the inaugural season begins? And third, infrastructure readiness, particularly how 700-kilowatt ultra-fast charging will be implemented at temporary street circuits around the world. One thing is certain, GT racing is about to receive a major voltage boost. This is more than the debut of a new series. It's the dawn of a new era. The grid is forming, the chargers are humming, and in just a couple of years, GT racing will be electrified. The countdown has begun. Stay charged. Thanks for watching Next Gear. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the future of GT racing, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you never miss the next chapter in the world of cars.